But in this worldview, here, Jesus is ministering, let's see, Tiberias, Capernaum, which is, just on the north side of the lake, I would say 10 miles. Let's say 10 miles around the lake. You come to Magdala, Kinneret, and then you're going to be at Tagba, and then at Capernaum. He's not far, and he teaches. This is in the Galilee. But it says he never came here. But for Herod Antipas, I'm wondering if indeed Jesus, not even wondering, for me, when I think about what happened here, I think about Herod saying, look at me. I'm building this. I'm providing this. Look at me. Look at my success. This is what you need to be. And I love Jesus' words when he's at a place not too far from here, Caesarea Philippi, and Jesus says this to his disciples. If anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. And this is in Matthew 16, starting in verse 24. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find. But whoever wishes to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. And here's the phrase. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? And I find this interesting. Jesus says this at Caesarea Philippi. Philip, another one of Herod's sons, builds a city, Caesarea Philippi, in honor of Caesar and himself. He does the same thing here as Herod Antipas is saying here. So we find it interesting. This is a man who's not losing his life. This is a man who's seeking all the toys and basically saying at the end of his life, I win. And Jesus is saying, no, lose it all for my sake. For the Son of Man is going to come in the glory of his Father and his angels, and then they will repay every man according to his deeds. And so it's really interesting. That's the worldview of us as believers. This is not the worldview. Matter of fact, if we were standing on the Via Maris in our lives, and we all have our Via Marises, we're here with another group, and we have people from Nigeria, we have people from New Zealand, we have people from Australia, we have people here from England, all over the world. And everywhere we go, when we leave, we're going to go back to the United States. And my Via Maris is right there in St. Paul, Minnesota. And we want to be standing stones for God, not to portray me, not to portray Lyda Menorah, but we want to say, we want to give glory to God. And there's a wonderful psalm that I think really does that. The rabbis say it's the Psalm of the Shabbat. And the Shabbat is the greatest feast that God has ever put together, because in Genesis, it's the only thing he blessed. The only thing he blessed right at the beginning, and he blesses time. He blesses the Shabbat on the seventh day. And furthermore, every numbers of places in the Bible he says, the Shabbat is mine. The Shabbat does not belong to the Jewish people. It belongs to God. It's mine. And so in the Shabbat, the Jewish rabbis say this is the Psalm of the Shabbat, which is Psalm 92. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to go into what do we want to be in Him? What do we want to be as we are representatives of Yeshua, the representative God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, on our own Via Maris? Because like I said, Tiberias, there's a Roman road that goes right into the Via Maris, right from here. And I find this interesting because I think this is what we want to ascribe to, men or women. It makes no difference. Starting in verse 10 of Psalm 92, but you, God, have exalted my horn, which is my strength, like that of a wild ox. I've been anointed with fresh oil, and my eye has looked exultantly upon my foes. So in other words, it's not Herod saying, I'm the one who's going to come upon my foes in my power and my strength. No, what we say, the only way that our foes can be defeated, our enemies, is through God. My ears hear of the evildoers who rise up against me. And here's the key. The righteous man will flourish like a palm tree. He will grow like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. There they will flourish in the courts of our God. They will yield fruit in old age. They shall be full of sap and very green. Why? To declare that the Lord is upright. He is my rock. Not this. Not this. Herod says, this is my rock. Look at me. It's nothing. His kingdom's gone. And I take a look at all of the believers that I meet, especially the two that are behind the camera, my dear wife Robin and Rod, our director. And the thing is, we want to stand and flourish in the courts of our God. We want to yield fruit in our old age. We want to be full of sap and very green. So why? To declare that the Lord is upright, He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness on Him. So we want to be that here in Tiberias, here on the Via Maris, and back in our own lives. That's the worldview we portray, because we are the temple. We are the place where God can show the whole world His worldview, and that we can come and be lights of the world, as Yeshua said, for Him, to bring the salvation of God to the ends of the earth. Jesus' name is salvation. His name is Yeshua. So to bring Yeshua to the ends of the earth. It's so exciting to be here. It's such a beautiful breeze that's coming at me right now. It's a refreshing breeze, and I just bless God for the refreshing breeze. I thank God for friends like Rod. I thank God for a wife like my wife Robin, and all of us, the three excited kids. We walked all this way to come here so we can bring you to this place. And may it be that we can say, Baruch Atah Hashem. Blessed are you, O Lord our God. So I bless you, thank you, and wish you the shalom of Yeshua. And may it be that you become a palm tree planted in the courts of God, planted in His temple, and not this, looking to Him. Shalom.